Hi grade 7s. This week in drama we are going to be looking at staging, okay? So I hope you're ready. Now when it comes to staging, it's very important to note that making use of levels, okay, creates a more interesting performance. So when I say levels, we can use laying down, we can use sitting up, we can use kneeling, okay, we can use sitting on a chair or a block, we can use standing up, we can use standing on a chair or a block. Now, the thing about levels is they take your performance and take it literally to the next level, right? So it's always nice when you use more than one level in a performance. So if you begin sitting and you get up and you walk around, or if you end off in a different level, it's very important to actually think about how to use levels effectively, okay? We're not just going to randomly sit down, not just going to randomly lie down. You need to think, how does it make sense with my performance? So in this line, it sounds very upsetting, so maybe she'll sit down. Or this particular line is very strong, so she needs to stand up, okay? You can make use of any chairs, any tables, anything you want to create your levels at home, okay? So that's number one, we're looking at levels. Secondly, we're looking at staging. So what you're doing at the moment is you're creating performance poetry. So when we look at staging for performance poetry, we often give ourselves a little block of space and we say we're going to move within this particular block. And what we do is we make use of our stage space. So as you know, the drama room has a lot of space. And I often ask you to use it all, okay? Don't stick to one corner because that doesn't work. I ask you to use all of the spaces available to you. And it's the same thing in performance poetry, okay? You do not have to stand in the same spot for the entire performance. You can move around. You can move to the right or move to the left, whatever works for you, okay? But give yourself some space to use and make sure you use it. So, what you're going to be looking at this week is taking your poem, which you've been working on. You've been working on modulation. You've been working on gestures. You've been working on facial expressions. And now you're going to look at actually performing the poem. How would you actually perform it? Standing in this particular space in your house. It can be inside, it can be outside, it can be in any room you like. Pick the space your performance space. Okay? Then think about what levels you'd like to use. Would you like to start lying down? Would you like to start standing up? Would you like to start sitting? Okay? Or would you maybe like to start walking into the room? Okay? Think about those things. Also, think about when you're going to change your level. So on this particular line, I'm going to move. Or on this particular line, I'm going to get up. You've got to add it in. And you've got to keep rehearsing. So at this stage, you need to start learning your lines, okay? Practicing them. Actually, physically rehearsing them. Along with gestures, facial expression. In your performance space, using your levels. Take some time. Consider your space. Consider where exactly you will be performing. Right? Look at how much space you have. Look at your blocks. I'm going to call them blocks, but you can use a chair or anything you want. Place them. Then perform the poem and see if it feels right. It has to have the right feeling. It has to make the right impact. You can't just slapdash, right? This is performance poetry. It's very powerful. And we're going to use this, okay, as a platform to discuss or to bring out things that you want to learn about, things that you want to discuss with people, things that you feel and things that you might not be ready to say, so you're using a poem to say it. Things that inspire other people. Performance poetry is an excellent platform, right? So your choral verse at the moment is in the works, and you're going to use it as a platform to express yourself. So by now you've got your poem, okay? In the last lesson, we looked at modulation, gestures, and facial expression. This lesson, we looked at levels and staging. So you've got quite a bit to start doing. So you better get going, okay? And from now on, you won't be getting a weekly video. You will be getting a video every 2 weeks because we are going back to that cycle. Okay? Right. So watch out for my videos and get working on those choral verses. Bye, grade 7s.